The movie kicks off by giving us a tour of hell through the eyes of Lilith, the devil's daughter. Contrary to the usual image, hell here is portrayed as a modern, bustling city staffed with employees whose entire job is convincing humans to misbehave. It's a thriving industry, but the devil himself is livid because evil activity in the town of Birkenberg has dropped by 1.5% this year. Lilith wants to be one of the field agents spreading corruption on Earth, but since she's under 18, she isn't allowed. Instead, she spends her time bullying people online, and she's become something of a headache for her father, constantly pushing to be sent up to Earth. One night, she brings up the request again, and her father, worn down by her nagging, finally offers her a deal. She'll get 1 week on Earth to corrupt a single human being, succeed, and she'll be reassigned to real field work. Fail, and she'll be locked away for eternity. Even Lilith thinks that punishment seems excessive for his own daughter, but since he is, after all, the devil, she doesn't question it and accepts the challenge. The very next day, they travel up to Earth and drive to their destination. Lilith learns her assigned target is Greta Bernstein, a sweet, shy girl who lives with her parents and 2 younger sisters, easily the kindest family imaginable. Greta enjoys doing homework and occasionally singing for fun, and she doesn't have a single wicked bone in her body, making her an especially tough case for Lilith. Before she leaves, her father warns her to avoid any physical contact with humans and hands her a small black orb that will shift colors if she starts developing genuine emotions. Lilith is set to stay with the Bernstein family for the coming week. At breakfast, the family cheerfully works together to clear the table, and the wholesome scene makes Lilith gag. She deliberately drops some plates and blames Greta, hoping to provoke a reaction, but Greta simply apologizes and takes the fall herself, far too sweet to defend herself. Realizing she'll need a different approach, Lilith spends the evening digging for information, learning that Greta has no real friends, largely dismissed at school as a nerd. Snooping through her room, she finds photos of a boy hidden in the closet and, satisfied with her discovery, starts forming a plan to use him against her. The next day, the girls take the school bus. The principal's son, Eddie, bullies Greta by sticking gum in her hair, but when he turns his attention to insulting Lilith, she retaliates by setting his hair on fire. She expects Greta to feel some satisfaction watching her tormentor get punished, but instead, Greta admits she was simply scared for Lilith's safety. Her relentless kindness starts to genuinely irritate Lilith. Before she can respond, the two are distracted by a boy named Samuel standing on the school roof and threatening to jump. He climbs down once the principal pretends to call the fire department, and Greta mentions this is fairly typical behavior for him. The girls have a math test that day. Lilith cheats using her tablet and tries to get Greta to do the same, but Greta already knows every answer and has no need to cheat. During break, 2 popular girls, Melody and Daria, mock Greta's outfit. When confronted, Greta shrugs it off, saying she's used to being teased and it doesn't bother her anymore. Just then, Lilith spots the boy Greta's been crushing on. Blushing, Greta reveals his name is Carlos, a notorious womanizer who only bothers talking to popular girls and has never once acknowledged her existence. Seeing how much Greta likes him, Lilith comes up with an idea. While Greta's occupied, she pays Carlos to date her for 3 days and then dump her, betting the heartbreak will finally push Greta toward anger. After striking that deal with Carlos, Lilith locks eyes with the school's resident troublemaker Samuel, who walks off smiling at her. She follows him into an alley, and the two end up smoking together. Back at school, Carlos invites Greta to attend the music rehearsals the next day. Lilith and Samuel are then confronted by Eddie and his crew, furious that Samuel supposedly stole their watch. Samuel climbs onto the rooftop again to keep them from reaching him, but when they try to grab Lilith instead, she fights them all off single-handedly, sending them running. Impressed, Samuel takes her up to a church rooftop to look out over the sea. As she takes in the view, he kisses her. Startled by the sudden gesture, she pushes him away and runs home. For the first time, Lilith finds herself flustered, unsure what she's feeling. Greta asks if she might be in love, but Lilith laughs off the idea. Certain devils simply can't fall in love. Except when she checks the black orb, it's already started changing color. A call from her father reveals the uncomfortable truth. Devils absolutely can fall in love, and the ones who do are considered useless and stripped of their duties. Rattled, she quickly hangs up and resolves to be more careful going forward. That evening, as the family relaxes after dinner, Lilith casually mentions Greta's upcoming date with Carlos. Her parents light up, gushing about their daughter finally growing up, which leaves Greta visibly uncomfortable. The next day, Lilith gives her a makeover to help impress Carlos, but Greta's mother, Ciel, refuses to let her wear anything too revealing. When Lilith argues Greta should be able to wear whatever she wants, Ciel instead puts her in one of the homemade knitted outfits Greta always gets bullied for at school. Sure enough, Melody and Daria mock the dress mercilessly. Since changing outfits isn't an option, Lilith comes up with another plan entirely. She starts a rumor that Ciel's knitted clothing is actually the hottest new trend. She takes flattering photos of Greta in the outfit and posts them online, then builds a fake website showing supermodels wearing similar knitwear, showing it off to the bullies. Convinced, the girls suddenly compliment Greta's dress and beg to get one of their own. Thrilled, Greta finally feels like she belongs with the popular crowd. Meanwhile, Samuel asks Lilith out, and though she initially claims she's busy, the moment he mentions taking her to the beach, she can't say no, having always dreamed of seeing the ocean up close. Once there, the two run around having a wonderful time, and for the first time in her life, Lilith feels genuinely happy and at peace. Back at school, Greta attends Carlos's band rehearsal and meets Melody and Daria, who are working on a song for an upcoming school event. Noticing their pitch clashing, Greta nervously suggests they sing a bit lower. Impressed by her ear for music, Carlos invites her to join the band. Melody and Daria aren't thrilled about singing alongside her, but welcome her anyway, and the three end up sounding great together. Unfortunately, their rehearsal gets shut down when a teacher announces the performance has been cancelled, thanks to a provocative music video Melody and Daria had posted online. Meanwhile, Samuel and Lilith are lounging on the beach talking about everything under the sun. She gets a text from her father but ignores it, wanting to stay present in the moment. The two eventually kiss and decide to head to the movies together. On the way, they stop for ice cream and Lilith notices a string of missed texts from her father, quickly replying that everything's fine and she's just been busy. Looking around at the couples nearby, it hits her just how far she's drifted from her actual mission. When Samuel returns holding 2 ice cream cones, she bolts without any explanation. Carlos and Greta walk home from school together, and he asks if she'd consider becoming a permanent member of the band. Greta hesitates, unsure since Melody and Daria clearly don't like her. Samuel compliments her voice and says he'd genuinely love having her around. The two lean in for a kiss, but they're interrupted when Greta's father pulls up in his van. Mortified, Greta climbs in and rides home in silence, then breaks down crying over the embarrassment. As Lilith tries to comfort her, she realizes, with some surprise, that she actually feels bad for Greta, the first time she's felt anything like that. Checking the black orb confirms it, the color has shifted again, meaning her emotions are becoming real. When Greta asks what the orb is for, Lilith brushes it off, claiming it's just a thermometer. Later, while gardening together, Lilith tells Greta that her father will be taking her away in 2 days since she's failed her assignment. She mentions she's supposed to be spreading evil, though she stops short of revealing who she actually is. Greta doesn't understand why anyone's father would want that, but reassures her she can still complete whatever the task is in the time remaining. At school, Melody and Daria fully accept Greta into their group once she starts supplying them with her mother's knitted dresses. Carlos, too, grows noticeably warmer toward her, seeming to have developed real feelings. Just as he's about to kiss her, Lilith intervenes, pulling him aside and calling off their arrangement entirely, unwilling to let Greta get hurt. Carlos insists his feelings for Greta are genuine now and admits to Greta the truth about the paid arrangement with Lilith, apologizing. Devastated to learn Lilith had been paying Carlos to break her heart, Greta walks away without a word. Samuel then calls Lilith, urgently asking her to meet him at the beach. He reveals he'd originally planned to skip town for Berlin, but meeting her has changed his mind entirely. He wants to stay. Realizing he's fallen in love with her, Lilith panics. She tells him meeting him was the worst thing that ever happened to her and storms off, clearly in love herself, but terrified of appearing weak in her father's eyes. She then boards the school bus and tells Greta everything that just happened. Seeing her in tears, Greta forgives her and tries to console her instead. Lilith finally comes clean about the black orb and admits she's failed her mission entirely. The two hug for the first time, and Greta resolves to help stop the devil from taking Lilith away. The next day is the school's big program, and the devil himself shows up to check whether his daughter has succeeded. Greta, Carlos, Melody, and Daria have planned a prank targeting the principal, who never let them perform. The principal kicks things off talking about his recent trip to Africa, while Carlos displays embarrassing photos of him relieving himself outdoors, forcing him off the stage in humiliation. Eddie and his band attempt to perform next on violin, but have to flee the stage after Melody and Daria secretly lace their clothing with pop rocks. With the show in shambles, Carlos's band steps in to save it, and Greta, alongside Melody and Daria, delivers a sultry performance that has the crowd roaring. Afterward, Greta thanks Lilith for everything she's done for her. Outside, the devil pulls Lilith aside and praises her work, convinced she orchestrated the whole chaotic prank against the principal and the rival band. Her black orb has conveniently returned to solid black. Pleased, he grants her permission to stay in town and continue corrupting it. Once he's gone, Greta reveals to Lilith that the entire prank plan was actually hers and that she'd secretly painted the orb with nail polish so her father wouldn't grow suspicious. Shortly after, Lilith rushes to stop Samuel from boarding a train to Berlin. She finally tells him she loves him and the two share a kiss. That's the recap. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content like this, hit like if it helped, and drop a comment if there's a movie you'd like recapped next. Until next time, take care.